So for this particular example, we're going to look at a 3 variable. And in three variables, it's the same process as 2 variables, but except now we want to get ones on our diagonal. So when we set this up, you'll have 1, 0, 0, and let's say the solution here is A, and then you'll have 0, 1, 0, solution here is B, and 0, 0, 1, solution here is C. So you're still going to try to get ones and zeros on the diagonal, ones on the diagonal and zeros everywhere else here, all right? This time, we're going to walk through this together, creating our own steps without any given to us. So let's start off by creating the augment first. So the augment here, first row is 1, 2, negative 2, negative 2. Second row is 1. Notice there isn't a y variable, so that's 0, 1, 3. Third row, 1, negative 2, negative 2, 2. All right? So when we walk through this, let's step through this. Right? First step is we want a 1 on our diagonal. We already have a 1 sitting on this diagonal here, so we're good there. So we need zeros beneath it. And to get these zeros, we just need to take this 1 and subtract it from this one and subtract it from that one. So all I'm going to do, leave the first row alone. I have 1, negative 2, negative 2. I'm going to multiply the first row by a negative 1. I want to make this into a negative 1 and add it to that row. So I'm going to do negative R1 plus R2. When I do that, I get negative 1 plus a 1 is 0. Negative 2 plus a 0, negative 2. Negative 2 times a negative 2, negative 2 times a negative is a positive 2 plus 1 is 3. And then it's a negative times a negative again. That has a positive 2 plus 3 is 5. I'm going to do the exact same thing for the other row, for the green row. I'm going to multiply this red row by negative and add it to the green row. So I'm going to do negative R1 plus R3. Negative 1 plus 1 is a 0. So look, I'm getting zeros underneath the ones now. Negative 2 plus a negative 2. Negative 2, that's a negative, plus a negative 2 is a negative 4. Negative times the negative is a positive. So that's a positive 2 now, plus a negative 2 is 0. And then look here, negative 2 times the negative is a negative. So that's a positive. Positive 2 plus 2 is a 4. So here's what I get so far. Now, next thing I want to do is I want a 1 to be here on this diagonal here. Well, I can see right here that both these have a 4 in common. And if I divide this by a negative 4, it'll put a 1 right there in that spot. And I can row switch after that. So I'm not going to touch the first row. 1, negative 2, negative 2, negative 2. But I'm not going to touch the second row yet either. I'll do it in 2 steps. The bottom row I'm going to multiply by a negative 1/4. Because that'll give me negative 1/4 times 0 is 0. Negative 1/4 times 4, it's dividing by 4, that's a positive 1. Negative 1/4 times 0 again is 0. And then negative 1/4 times positive 4 is a negative 1. And notice what this did. I already see what the x2 variable is equal to. x2 is equal to negative 1. But I'm going to go ahead and row switch those now. Because I want that 1 to sit on the main diagonal. And so when I do that, I'm going to row switch R2 with R3. So I get 0, 1, 0, negative 1. And down here I'm going to get 0, negative 2, 3, and 5. Again, I want zeros beneath this 1 and above the 1. So to get the 0 beneath the 1 first, to get it beneath the 1, I need to multiply this row by a positive 2 and then add it to that row. So again, first row, don't touch it. Second row, don't touch it. But the third row, I'm going to multiply 2R2 plus R3. 2 times 0 is 0 plus 0 is 0. 2 times 1 is 2 plus a negative 2 is 0. 2 times 0 is 0 plus 3 is 3. And then 2 times negative 1 is a negative 2 plus 5 is a positive 3. I can see now that this bottom row can be divided by 3 to get the 1 to sit on that diagonal. Right? I want the 1 to sit on that diagonal, right? So I'll divide their bottom row by 3. So I have 1, or actually I need to get the 0 above here. We'll do that in a second. Let's get the 1 on the diagonal first. 1, negative 2, negative 2, negative 2. Don't touch the second row. 0, 1, 0, negative 1. Bottom row I'm going to multiply by 1/3. 1/3 R3. So I get 0, 0. 3 times 1/3 is 1. 3 times 1/3 is 1. So I see that x3 is going to be equal to positive 1 here. x3 is equal to positive 1. So the last thing is to get the 0 above the ones up here. And to do that, I need to add this row right here. I need to do 2 times this row and add it to that row. So the middle row, 1, 0, 1, not going to touch it. The bottom row, 0, 0, 1, 1, not going to touch it. But now I'm going to multiply this row, 2R2 plus R1. 2 times 0 is 0 plus 1 is 1. 2 times 1 is 2 plus a negative 2, 0. 2 times 0 is 0 plus a negative 2, negative 2. 2 times a negative 1 2 times a negative 1 is a negative 2 plus 2 is 0. I'm sorry, negative 4. That is a negative 4 up here. 2 times negative 1 is a negative 2 plus a negative 2 is negative 4. So last step, or now I need to get a 0 to sit here. 0 sitting there. To do that, I'm going to multiply the third row, this third row, by a positive 2. So middle row doesn't change. 0, 1, 0, negative 1. Bottom row doesn't change. Top row, though, I'm going to have to multiply the top row 2R3, because remember, I'm trying to get 0, so I need to multiply and add things. 2R3 plus R1. So 2 times 0 plus 1, 1. 2 times 0 plus 0, 0. 2 times 1 is 2 plus a negative 2 is 0. 2 times positive 1 is 2 plus a negative 4, negative 2. So it looks like my solution set here, now that I have all those done, is going to be x1, negative 2, x2, negative 1, x3, positive 1. There goes your solutions.